Hi everybody, it's Kristin. So I had so many requests when I had hauled these NYC trios to give kind of my thoughts and review and that sort of thing on them. So what I thought I would do is what I've done with some other product lines is, since there are 5 of them, I'm going to put a look on my face for the next 5 days and come to you, show you what it is, and then talk about my thoughts on the palettes at the end. So the first one that I have on my eyes today is Central Park Plums. And this one I was drawn to immediately because of this beautiful taupe color. So that's what it looks like, and I'll show you the swatches. So there are the colors on my fingers. And there are the swatches on my hand, and these are double swatched. I did put my, rubbed my finger in it twice and went over it twice. Rubbed my finger in it, put it on my hand, did it again, put it on my hand. Just so that I just want to make sure you guys understand. This one doesn't swatch as well as it applies. It applied a little darker than that. But so what I did was I just simply put the taupe all over the lid, and then with a fluffy brush in the outer corner and into the crease, I used a MAC 280. I used a MAC 286, one of this kind of brush, out in the outer corner and into the crease. I used just a little bit of soft brown to transition and some brulee up top, and then I used this color right here in the inner corner. The rest of the eyes, and then I'll show you, I used the Tarte Inner Rim Liner up and bottom waterline. My top lash line, I used the Avon Super Shock in Blackberry. And then lower line, I used the taupe Takeover, and then I took a little bit of the taupe and went over that as well. So I'll zoom in and then I'll show you what's on the rest of my face. Okay, so here's the look. The only thing I need to tell you is blush and lipstick. For blush today, on a dual fiber brush, I used the Heather Silk from Wet n Wild. And on my lips today, I have the Keek 388, which was a gift to me from my friend Ute. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow for the next look. So today I used the Bronzed in Brooklyn trio, which looks like this. Not sure why I was quite so dramatic about that. It looks like this. Those are the 3 colors on my fingers. And those are the 3 double swatched again. The kind of lighter one is tricky to see. And this one, the middle one is matte, the one that's kind of a deep cranberry is matte, and then this one, the bronze, has some sheen to it. So what I did today was I took this plummy, deep plum one, and I did that all over my lid, just up to the crease. I didn't even really go into the crease at all. And I used the bronze one on a tapered, like a MAC 226, only it was the Sigma version. And I put that into the crease. And then I took this same color down underneath my lash line. And this one I used as a brow bone. And then I wanted a little bit more on the outer corner. What I ended up doing is taking the same brush as I applied originally. This color was so a MAC 239, and kind of just patting it over top. And that seemed to deepen it up. I had actually pulled out my Hawaiian Coffee by NYX to use, but I didn't need to do that. I'm trying to stay just to these trios. So anyway, that's what I did. So I will zoom you in and show you. So here it is. Okay, and on the rest of my eyes, I have MAC Black Track Fluid Line on the top, and then in my waterline, because I'm testing that a little bit, I can tell you I already don't like it because it's not taking long to transfer at all. And for blush today, I used the Benefit Rockateur. And on my lips, I used the Maybelline Color Whisper in Made It Mauve, which looks like this. The next trio that I used was this one, and it's Late Night Latte. It looks like that. So it's got a real white, shimmery kind of color, champagne kind of color, a lilac, and then a warm mid-tone brown. There it is on my fingers. You can see that lilac just doesn't have the payoff you would like. Here it is swatched on my hands. So there's the light and the lilac and then that mid-tone brown. That brown is really pretty, but even that doesn't have a ton of payoff. Of the 3 I've done so far, this is the most disappointing. All of these looks I've had just over a Painterly paint pot, and I think maybe if I use more of a purple base, I'd get more of that lilac, but at any rate, I used the lilac all over the lid, I have this in the inner third, inner third of my lid. And then this kind of just real softly into the crease with a real fluffy brush. But I think even with a more dense brush, I'm not sure how much payoff I would have gotten. And then I took a little Matte Brulee as my highlight. I try to use, you know, to stick within this, but sometimes you have to add a few. There's no, this one doesn't have any mattes in it. So I will zoom you in. This is a real natural look, obviously. Really light. On the rest of my face today for blush, I used my Wet n Wild Berry Shimmer. Very, very lightly on a dual fiber brush. Very lightly, because otherwise you can get crazy in a heartbeat. I have my Pixie Black Cocoa liner on my top line and smudge underneath. And I did also use this brown on my under my lash line. And for lips today, I used this Maybelline Color Sensational High Shine Lip Gloss in Raspberry Ablaze, that is all I have on my lips, and you get that much color with it. So it's limited edition, I think, for fall. So the last look I have for you is a little bit dramatic. You know, just trying to change things up a little bit. And that is with Blues Café, right? Yes, Blues Café. And there are the colors on my finger. I really like this color right here. So these, again, as with all of them, are double swatched. You can see this one doesn't swatch very well, but this is a matte and this is a sheen and this is some real sparkliness. Clearly I used this one all over the lid, and I was going to attempt to use this kind of on the center, and I tried it on one eye and didn't like it, so I just kind of, you know, went back over it with the dark blue. You know, truth in filming. I have this on the inner corner, and then this I softened into the crease. I ended up needing to use Brulee as a highlight because I didn't want all of this action going on. And then I used a little bit of Corrupt from Makeup Geek in the outside corner just to give it a little more depth because, you know, it needed some depth. Otherwise it was just like blue transition, nothing. So, and I'll zoom you in, then we'll come back and show the rest. Okay, so here is the look. So on the rest of my face, I have the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Inner Rim Liner on the top waterline and lower waterline. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in 0 on my top line. I have the Jordana blush in Rose Silk as my blush, obviously. And I have the Maybelline Color Sensational High Shine in Berry Brilliance on my lips, just that. Reminds me a little bit of Pink Pop, I think. I may have to test that out. I did also want to mention that I wore these over my normal eye priming combo every single time. So I put down Urban Decay Primer Potion first, and then I put down Painterly Paint Pot. I don't know how these would have worn without those because there's just, my eyelids will crease anything if I don't do that. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew exactly how I wore these, and that's how I did that. So, and they wore well for me all day long. I didn't have any creasing at all with any of these. Now I have heard other people say that you really have to have a base down with it. It didn't work without a base. That's just what I do on a normal basis. So I did want to mention that for you. So I swatched all of the colors on my hand at one time to show you guys. Hopefully I will say this with some sort of These three are Central Park Plums, Late Night Latte. These three right here are Long Beach Sands, right here. These three are Bronzed in Brooklyn. And then this last one, of course, is the Blues Café. You can see that they are similar. They're all similar tones, but they definitely have, you know, a little bit of difference in each of them. And I feel like there's, you know, 1 to 2 really good colors in the trios, and then there's one that's kind of like, my favorite of all of them by far, I think, is the Bronzed in Brooklyn. If any of you watch my vlog channel, this is what I had on my eyes when we went to Door County, so my most recent vlog. And that was this one right here. And one of the things I found interesting is that one of my favorite quads of all time from Chanel is the Casca Beige. That looks pretty similar, I think. And the payoff is very nice on this one. So they are a little bit hit or miss, I think, on payoff, but not necessarily like this trio is great and this trio isn't. Sometimes it's this color is great and this color isn't. So, you know, I think they were $2.99 a piece. They're a really nice investment. The one I believe I said reminded me of walking on eggshells when I used it. That was Long Beach Sands. That's walking on eggshells. So there is some difference to that. And of course, pigmentation is a little bit better on the Wet n Wild trios. But these are a nice option. I have said before that sometimes I think the Wet n Wild trios are a bit tricky for new makeup wearers because they're so pigmented that makes it a little bit tricky. I think these are a little bit nicer for somebody trying out, you know, makeup for the first time or something like that. Or somebody that just wants a little more subtle look. Clearly you don't have to do this kind of a look with all of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and list them below. I will, you know, get back to you as quick as I can. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.